Hey everybody, my name is Troy Nelson. It is 90.3 KEXP. We are on air in Seattle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we stream all over the world at KEXP.org. And it's been a couple years since I've sat with this band, but I'm so excited you are back. Thank you all so much for taking the time to do this. And I'm talking about the mother effing OSEES. Let's do this.
nonsense since you talk so goddamn slow. With that compost on your breath, I'm a little bit high, I'm a little bit low. I'm a little bit nonsense since you talk so goddamn slow. That's it, we're done.
Amazing.
Yeah.
OSEES live here at KEXP. Wow. You know, John, it's I've talked to you about this before, I think last time you were here, but I mean, it's hard enough to find one good drummer to be able to do this type of music. It's amazing you found these guys.
Well, I have one good one right now.
Is that right?
We'll leave that
Which
up
one?
there.
Which one is it?
Paul winked at me. That's pretty good.
Fantastic. A Foul Form, great record. It's
you.
your umpteenth record. And we, of course, love you here at KEXP, so thanks again for stopping by.
Right on, man.
I have some questions for you.
Yeah, please, shoot away. It's first thing in the morning, so I'll be really candid.
Yeah, you're going to be right on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, we've talked a lot about music, and of course, we'll talk a little bit about that, but you also love movies. You love cinema.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is show you a picture. I have a picture on my phone of myself with me with somebody that I met in 2013. And once you recognize this somebody, I would like for you to tell me what comes to your mind when you see
Let me get my
them.
glasses.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll just be a thumbprint.
All right, here you go. And what this person means to you.
Okay. Is that Cooper? No. Oh, it's Harry Dean Stanton.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I told you I needed glasses. Harry Dean Stanton, man. Yeah, Cool Hand Luke. Possibly my favorite line ever delivered by him was in Fire Walk With Me when he's the landlord at the trailer park. And the FBI agents go knocking and they back up a step because he's like, God damn it! He like starts yelling and then he comes out and they explain to him that they're cops and he like with the most forlorn, sad voice, like almost cries, goes, God damn it, it's just one more thing I gotta do, and like sells it so hard. And his last film was amazing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well, I've heard you talk about Repo Man as well.
yeah, obviously, yeah. All the good Repo Men do Speed Kid, you know.
Yeah, I was just
Definitely do Speed, kids.
I was taken to this bar in LA, and then there he was, just hanging out, partying.
I've never met him. I wish.
Smoking, drinking. And
Did you bring this up just so you could tell us you met Harry Dean Stanton?
Yes. It's a not so humble brag.
Yeah. I have a friend who worked with him, and she said that he was everything you would want him to be, which is the best thing you can hear about somebody of his stature. You know.
It's so true. Like, yeah, what you see
What a
on
loss,
camera.
too, you know?
Absolutely. I was sad to hear he was gone, but what a legacy.
I always expected him to die by like stealing a plane, and you're like, holy shit, Harry Dean Stanton stole a plane and crashed into a mountain. That crazy motherfucker, But yeah, anyway.
And speaking of movies, you do have an extensive knowledge of the history of cinema. But what is it about the Manchurian Candidate from 1962 that you love so much?
I mean, it was the one that sold me on Sinatra, The Man with the Golden Arm, too. It's a fantastic film. What's her name? From Murder, She Wrote.
Angela Lansbury?
Angela Lansbury, yeah. Playing the mother, being 1 year older than him in real life, and doing an interview afterwards where she's obviously like, I'm his mother in this movie, and I'm literally 1 year older than him. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? But that movie's, I remember I put off watching it for a long time just because it, you have to be in the mood for old film. And the first time I saw it, I was completely blown away, and then went on a total rabbit hole of that director, whose name is totally escaping me right now. Begins with an F. You know the director's name?
I don't.
Good, so I'm not the only one here that didn't do his due diligence. Okay. Frankenheimer. Is it Frankenheimer? Shit, I should definitely know that. We'll edit this part out, or leave it in for comedy relief. Yeah.
I've actually never seen the movie, so there
really?
you go.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Because didn't they remake it or do it in the 2000s?
Yeah, with Denzel Washington, who
Okay.
I feel equidistant with Sinatra. Somehow you're like, if you were going to pick somebody, it'd have to be. I personally wanted Wesley Snipes, just because I'm a big Blade fan. But yeah.
And that was a good opportunity to use the word equidistant.
What's that?
It was a good opportunity to use the word equidistant.
Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I said it. That's how it is.
What's funny is I just learned that word not that long ago,
Yeah.
like within
I'm sure
a year.
I probably used it sparingly and quite wrong. Yeah. I only pull that one out every now and then, and everybody in the room is always like, oof, that was rough. So, yeah.
I love it. Something that we have in common, as I mentioned last time that you and I talked, we talked about our love for metal, and especially last time we talked about metal that came out of San Francisco in the 1980s. And something else we have in common, I've heard you talk about, is I too, as a young person, just did not get into the Talking Heads.
Oh, man.
It didn't, I was into heavy music, and Talking Heads
too.
just seemed kind of new wavy and quirky. I just didn't really get it.
Quaint.
And the videos were strange, same as it ever was. And
I was a
like,
late bloomer with them, for
I just
sure.
thought it was strange. But growing up in Providence, Rhode Island, you eventually lived in an apartment with some other people, and around the corner was a place called The Vault.
Yep.
What is that connection?
I mean, at the time, I hated the band, so when I heard about it, I was like, who cares, But they lived in an old bank, I guess. It was like a early colonial bank that, like, the building was actually a vault. Maybe there was a bigger structure around it before, I don't know. But I think the front of the building still had the appearance of a vault. And now, in retrospect, now that I like the band and see how deep their catalog runs and how much dope shit they made, have a new respect for the fact that they were, like, probably practicing inside of a death trap like that, like an old school, like, Wild West bank, or Wild East, I guess, really.
So cool.
But yeah, apparently that was where they started rehearsing, Right next to Louis' restaurant. Visit Louis if you're in Providence.
Cool. Have you ever met David Byrne?
No, we've seen him, though. We played festivals, and he stood near us in flip-flops. And I did like that it seemed like he made his whole band wear flip-flops. And I was like, mental note, at some point make your whole band wear flip-flops. So, yeah. Or, he's halfway there, just wearing flops.
Yeah. Just flops, not the flip part. You're not playing your clear guitar this time, but yet both drum sets are clear.
Yeah, the clear guitar just started becoming cumbersome, heavy, and couldn't get parts for it anymore. I think the guy that made it died. I can't get in touch with him, so make sure you put that in the interview. But I've switched back to, a little bit for him. Harry Dean Stanton's slapping him up in heaven right now. The 65 Melody Maker is my favorite guitar of all time, really. Just super light and easy,
Is that the only guitar you're using?
These days?
These days?
Yeah. And it's because it's old, it's definitely not taking a beating as well as the old acrylic guitar was. The acrylic guitar was really resilient. This one is, like, basically, I'm like strangling an old man on stage every night,
But it gets the job done.
Yeah.
Sounds great, too.
It does. It sounds just like the acrylic guitar, weirdly,
Awesome.
considering they're made from completely different materials, yeah.
And lastly, I was thinking about this the other night when I was doing some research and thinking of OSEES music, because we've been listening to it, for quite some time now. And I was thinking about how much, you love music, and I envisioned you as a young person probably looking at the liner notes and the artwork and listening to the guitar sounds coming from AC/DC records and obscure punk and metal bands. Do you ever think about that kids today and 50 years from now or 100 years from now, you are part of that lexicon where kids are going to be searching out OSEES music, and I just think that is spectacular because all of your albums, a lot of thought.
I prefer that we'd be lost to the annals of history and like be one of those deep cuts where somebody's like sending somebody a link, like, have you ever seen these guys? And they're like, ugh, you know, what's wrong with that guy's face? But I did think recently that I used to read all the liner notes. I would get stoned and just like stare at the interior of a record or a gatefold, read every little spec. And now people are doing such nice pressings. So they're like, oh, this repress comes with a book. And I'm like, amazing. And then it just sits on a shelf. I'll be like, yeah, I don't have, my life is 15-minute increments. And everybody's attention span is so short now. I feel like I'm waiting for it just to be like Repo Man, where they just hand out record in like a white sleeve that says music. And be like, there you go, kid. Go look at social media. Enjoy. You don't need liner notes anymore, you know? So...
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I love the physical product of the LP for sure, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And vinyl pressing right now, though, is backed up, is it not? It's
getting better.
Is it getting better?
It's almost back. I love that everybody blamed Adele, who seems like a nice lady to me. Yeah. I was like, don't fucking blame Adele. Like she was like, you know what? Shut it down. Shut it. Everybody wants vinyl now. I want to put my pop songs, my sweet and sour pop songs on vinyl. But yeah, so I think they got over the Adele. They call it the Adele situation. It's all past now, and it's back up to like 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
Down from like 8 or 10.
Right.
You know, so getting there.
All right.
I know in the Czech Republic where we have our vinyl pressed, they had I was like, why don't they have a night shift? And they're like, dude, we do. They're like, we have like children working at like 3 a.m. Like little kids. Like my son is here. He's a baby making vinyl. So yeah, it's like Thunderdome over there right now. They're just running vinyl all day, but they're caught up. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, I know myself and so many people appreciate all the years of music, and I'm very much looking forward to the future of OSEES.
Well, thank you very much to KEXP. You guys always treat us really well. That's why we came. We woke up at 8 a.m. and dragged our hungover asses here to do this right now.
You've been hungover before? What's that feel like?
This is my first time, yeah.
Yeah.
Dan is becoming an expert. We went to a place called Scooters in Portland the other night that we always frequent. That's just a dive with like an 80-year-old woman, and she makes Jello shots with Pop Rocks in them, which I'm like, no, I'm good. But he was like, he had like red in the corners of his mouth the other night. He's like, we're gonna get out of here. And I was like, I love this bar. That I had to like drag him by his pant leg out of there. Yeah, it was a fun joint. But.
What's the drinks of choice? I'm a red wine person.
We like them all, really.
Besides Pop Rock shots.
No Pop Rocks in my booze, no sugar. These days I drink vodka and beer mostly just because, like whiskey, which I love, tends to give me a hangover. Tom in the back there only drinks, what's the wormwood liquor called? Absinthe. Yeah, he's him and absinthe. He drinks it out of a glass cowboy boot. And Tim just makes his own booze out of old apples. Brings in Pruno. Yeah.
I would.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would like to try that. Yes, thank you. I want to say thanks to Tim, Dan, Paul, Tom, and you, John. And the door's always open here, so please come back soon.
Maybe next time you can open at afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So you don't have to wake up so early.
Yeah, show up at 1. Everybody go get brekkie first. Oh yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. That was OSEES live here on 90.3 KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.